And no one will ever know.
Ever know.
The truth will never be known.
All right,
Yes.
so has anything new happened, or are we still in the heroes?
It's still the heroes until end of January. So,
Okay.
a few more weeks, and then it'll still be the heroes, like 2 packs of that and 1 pack of
The villains?
Born to Run.
You're shitting me.
No, Born of the Gods, I
Oh,
believe.
okay. I was like, I was seriously concerned for a moment there.
No.
Like, really?
Yep.
Huh.
This set's completely based off of Springsteen lyrics. Interesting. Okay, I'm gonna play the boss, and
Oh, well.
it's all over. So yeah, we are in a lengthy period when we are not going to see and or hear from Bob. He had his son, and
So now we're dead to him.
yes,
He's not dead to us. We're dead to him.
yes,
So, and Nick, who knows?
he
Like,
might in fact be dead.
yeah. Or he might just show up at some point. You just never freaking know. He's
Yeah,
an X factor.
yeah, he is the great unknown. So yeah, we're doing another Theros draft. I've
Have
done
you started to get a handle on it, or is it still just completely random as to whether you do well?
a little bit of both. Like
Okay, it
I
can't be a little both. It is either completely random or you've got a handle on it.
every time I think I have a handle on it, I end up losing with a deck that I think is really good.
So ultimately what it is it's just random. But sometimes you do well repeatedly in a row.
Right. What I can say is that this is the most powerful card in the format,
Oh.
and to first pick that
So
means
so we're building a deck around this is what you're saying.
yes. Yes, absolutely building a deck around, and I think it's worth 11 tickets, so when we lose in the
So
first
we've
round,
won.
we've made back our money.
You get an emblem, creatures you control get +2/+2 and have flying. Hmm.
Well,
That's
and the +1 is incredible. Like,
3+1/+1 tokens.
yeah, you
Yeah.
just put out all these defenders, even if you're just chump blocking until they become 3/3 flying defenders.
And then the next pack has no white in it.
Right.
I mean, none. That's actually impressive.
So some good color combinations with white is white green, white red.
I'm seeing a
So
lightning strike.
yeah, so I'm torn between lightning strike and the emissary. Probably go lightning strike here. Not that we have to stick with red if we get something better, but that kills an early creature and buys us time until we get to 6
Sure.
mana. I guess white blue is a thing also, as I see the Voyage's End, which buys time. Omen Speaker is a good blocker early on. Triton Tactics is a good trick. We could take the good old Reserve It also.
Hmm. Yep.
So one of those 4 cards, I think, is what we have to take from what's here.
I think that we should take the Observant All-Seed
Because we know we're playing
because we
white.
know we're playing white and we want to discourage people from playing white.
I think that's a very good argument for it. I think we take the dude who makes your other dudes
Mm-hmm.
more doodly.
I would punch you if you didn't take him.
Yes. Very
Because
close behind is the lifelinker who
Oh, yeah.
makes you guys lifelinky.
But if you have something which puts out tokens and then you have something that
Then
makes those tokens into something useful.
yeah, it could be a lot of fun. Okay, so this could be a thing. If we went really heavy white,
Sure.
then
Okay, Nyx is a goddess. That's Goddess of Night. That's not a new thing. So they decided not to go with them, and then they did.
Well, I don't know. Unless Nick's in their universe, even though it is a
It doesn't
thing, is a
freaking.
different thing.
It doesn't freaking matter. They should have just done what I said they should have done.
Um,
They need to listen to me, and by
Arena
that I mean talk
athlete,
to me, unlike everyone else.
Fortune Hunter could be decent. We'll take the Shrine.
Okay.
Well, I guess we wanted to do multiple colors. That would be okay. But this guy's decent. Lots of times in white, you'll end up having some enchantment, so you often get the life gain off of him.
Yeah.
If we're going heavy red, this guy's pretty good, but
I expect we're going far more white than we are red.
right. Okay, this one's a little bit tougher, but probably just another one of these.
Okay.
The chosen by Heliod is
So that'd be nice because we have that phalanx leader.
right. It'd be a good thing to trigger
But I
heroic,
guess
but a bestow creature
little
could
more
do
expensive.
it also.
Yeah.
Yep. Here, by far the best card is Vaporkin, and we're not for sure in red.
Sure.
Probably the white creature. I could see potentially that, but there is a white card that destroys enchantments all on its own, and
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll get one at some point. They're not that hard to come by.
Spark Jolt?
Yeah, we can take it just in case we go red and decide that's something we'd want to do. This guy isn't awful if we had some sort of plan with the leader also, getting 1/1s out there, and then
Sure.
so I could see that. I don't think we'll play him, but and this guy is interesting in that I have found that at times a 3/2 flyer without any of the pump ability,
Just wins.
yeah, like there are times when there's just your opponent has nothing in the air and you have nothing in the air and the board's stalled and you're like, God, if I just had a flyer.
Okay.
I probably didn't want to hide all of those. Definitely want to hide this. This guy's playable. I don't like the double red necessarily. I would, if we could do something close to mono white.
Sure.
And maybe just splash for lightning strike. I think that would be pretty sweet.
Keep taking white, and there's a much better chance of it happening.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we've done a good job of cutting it as much as we could out of those packs. Here,
Favorite hoplite?
yep, favorite hoplite would be the way to go. The Mistcutter Hydra is pretty good. The Keepsake Gordon,
Last Breath has its place.
yep, and Divine Verdict would be nice as well. But favorite hoplite somewhat fits our plan. Now we just need, something to actually cast on our creatures. Trigger heroic.
We should totally look at that.
Yeah. Definitely a consideration.
Man, a 1/2 for 1 with an ability.
Okay, so we have like a 5-ticket card or a coordinated assault, which would be able to trigger 2 heroic triggers.
Yeah. I'll leave that one up to you, John.
Right. I think we take
that's the card to take.
Yeah, I think we take it and just don't worry about the $5 card because we already
won.
Have the $11 card. Yep. So if that's the case, if I'm playing Lightning Strike, this is a pretty good trigger for heroic.
Sure.
Get some scrying in there also. I could see that. Oh, no, this one's an interesting one. This guy, as you start getting, if we get 3/1/1 creatures, then you can attack as kind of a
Mm-hmm.
big bad dude. This guy's a 2/1 for 1, so Savannah Lions with some upside and a lot of downside. And there's that thing that destroys enchantments. I think maybe this.
Okay.
I think there's the least downside to that. Okay, so another thing to trigger heroic, a conditional removal spell, or
Ill-tempered Cyclops.
or this card.
I think I would probably go with the Battle-Wise Valor.
I could see that. I mean, getting especially this guy to trigger, and the combat trick on its own can be pretty useful. Okay, so this makes our humans flying when they attack. Are these? They're white soldier tokens, not humans. So this is a human.
Mm-hmm.
This is a human. This is a human. Making this thing flying can be pretty badass. And the other way to go would be that, in that we only have a lightning strike for removal.
Sure.
But we do have this destroy all creatures with power 4 or greater.
Sure.
So kind of a white weenie. I don't even know. Would I play a second Crusader? Would I play a Snarecaster?
Well,
I guess for our white.
no.
And from that, I guess potentially, I'm probably not going to play a double red. It's just too color intensive. So, ooh, good. We got the Divine Verdict back.
Neat.
Yeah, that's pretty huge. Another Pegasus, sure. And some random kind of bad cleric person. Another Pegasus.
I think our plan of getting white may have actually worked.
Yes, I think I think we successfully cut it and now have most of it. Unfortunately, we don't have necessarily the good white cards.
Well, that's what the next pack is for.
Right. And we do have the best white card.
Can that card win on its own, John?
Yes.
Kind of thought.
Yes. If they don't have flyers and you get it out when they have like one creature, they probably will never get in to deal damage.
Okay.
You can just, I mean, obviously trample or flying or some other evasion can, but there have been a number of games where I put it out and then I just plus it until I get an emblem and they cannot do anything. And by the time I do that, I've only been chumping 1 or 2 a turn and I have this huge army.
Wall of monster.
Yeah. Okay, so
you know what? I think we should take the Night Howler.
well, the problem is
No, not for playing.
just to avoid it.
Just to avoid it. It is super annoying.
Yes, it is super annoying. If we
I mean, we could take a Last Breath. We could take the Rage of Perforos. God's willing, River Don't Rise.
I kind of like God's Willing because they're going to try to kill this.
Oh, yeah.
And if we could trigger it and save it. But you bring up a good point in that we don't have the enchantment removal still.
Mm-hmm.
And that would be an excellent way to get rid of a Night Howler. This is pretty good.
Yeah. Plus, we're short on 4s.
Exactly. Another God's Willing. And another God's Willing. Wow, that's I guess it's only 4th pick, but still, it's kind of late for that.
Flamespeaker Adept? What does he do?
Whenever you scry, +2/+0 on first strike. I mean, our God's Willing are scrying, but we don't have that many other ways to trigger it. Ooh, this card actually fits really well with what we're trying to do, which is play nothing but white cards and making a bunch of creatures. Now you're gonna work again, you stupid monster.
Chosen of Heliod.
Yes. Was that the only white card?
Actually, only white card.
Yeah. That's definitely playable. Ooh, another one of these. And it's foil? Okay, so that tells me maybe this guy. I'll try to move it somewhere or just swear at it a lot.
So how you feeling about it now?
I'm very much in that place where I'm debating playing less powerful cards to go mono white. Or do I play like 3 red cards or something with the unfortunate part that if you're only playing 3 red cards, then how many mountains do you play? And if you're not playing that many mountains,
So we should probably take the Priest of Trost.
yes.
Toast? The Priest of Toast.
And Amulet could make playing red easier. I guess we'll just have to see how the piles line up. But getting 2 of these make it even more beneficial to
Just go white?
just go white. Okay. So we want the hoplite, or hoplite. I always say hoplite. And all the gods willing. And probably all of the Pegasi.
I know.
Chosen by Heliod, Battle-wise. That. These 2 I would put in the maybe pile.
Welcome to the maybe pile.
So enchantments, we have 1. We know we're going to have 2, 3, 4. But whether that's enough for these guys, they would kind of be maybe pile as well. Want Divine Verdict. These guys would be maybes. I guess this pile's more maybe, this pile's just no. I don't think I would want that. And then
we should probably play her.
Absolutely on those. Okay, so we could either take the maybe pile in its entirety.
Okay.
And be at 23. Let me see where our curve is at right now. So by doing that, we'd have a couple more 3s, and we'd have some 5s.
Yeah.
The alternate would be picking our best red cards. Which are probably... maybe something like that. So, biggest advantage of the red cards we'd be playing would be coordinated assault can target 2 things, but we only have 2 heroic creatures.
Sure. So it's not as big a thing.
Yes. Other biggest thing is lightning strike.
Sure. And a first striking, something which gives first strike is
Right,
always useful.
yeah, giving the first strike is useful. This guy, if we really do have that huge of a team of things, could be big, but I kind of think
What does the
going
Shrine to Nyx do again?
as long as you have devotion beyond 2,
Sure.
it's ramp. But potentially that's ramping us. I mean, if we
Oh yeah,
do,
no, we should totally put it in, especially if we're playing all white.
yeah, if we do something, and that's where devotion would be higher with silent artisan than like griffin, but the griffin on its own gives us more than the artisan does. Okay, I think we go with this. Mono white life gain, right?
Yeah,
How can you?
we've never had a problem with that before.
How could we lose? It might be a little heavy on the Pegasi. Because these are going to be white soldiers, but not humans.
Sure.
So
They're
these,
still they're cheap flyers for chump blocking early on if they have a flyer.
right,
Slash throwing something useful on them and
yeah. And if this is making this guy grow, or if he just,
yep.
gets bestowed by something, there's an advantage to it. It's just
Well, what would you put in that wasn't that?
probably like this as a more high-end blocker, another flyer that has a little bit more, or even this is like a early blocker. But it's too late.
It was too late.
So I will do none of that. And we'll see you in round 1.